If you didn't have constraints, you would be able to produce unlimited amounts of products or services or profit. But because there are constraints inside of our business, we're limited in what we can do. So we have to figure out how to get rid of those constraints. Now, those constraints could be mental. Maybe they're just, you just can't see yourself in that position. I know a lot of people struggle with that. They're like, oh man, I can't charge the right price because I'm afraid I'll potentially lose a customer. But there's also physical constraints, things like bottlenecks, things like a lack of systems thinking inside your organization, what we call sort of sacred cows, things that you feel like you can never really truly go after and get rid of or sacrifice. They could be market constraints. The reality is that the limiting factor of all systems is the scarcity of something. So usually what that scarcity is process. We're lacking a very dynamic process. We talk about things like best practices and we say, oh, these are the best practices for our business. When? Were those best practices from 6 months ago, 6 years ago, 6 decades ago, or are they 6 minutes old? Are we allowing people to make improvement as part of what they do every single day? If we're not, then we are going to continually come up against these constraints. Constraints can be moving targets. It's not just we remove this barrier and we're on our way. There's different things that happen and shift inside businesses, and we have to be very, very conscious of that. So when we're talking about limiting factors, when we're talking about how our systems are challenged in some way, we want to focus on the fatal few. The trivial many, there's lots of challenges inside of our business. It's difficult to go after all of them. So we need to focus on the fatal few.